Is this working? I hope so. All right. I know I sound nasal, okay? It's just because, like, I'm sick, I'm home alone. This is a good opportunity to jump back into commentary because I haven't been, like, doing it for, like, 3 years. So, yeah. Hi, hello. I'm covering Solar Tab, or Pause. Yeah, Solar Pause, sorry, that's a ship name or whatever. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I'm covering Solar Pause currently. And you know what? I don't think they're doing too good. I don't think they're doing too swell. And you can disagree with me. That's completely within your right. I'm not gonna, like, be mean to you or delegitimize your stance. If you do disagree with me, because you know what? It's your life. It's your opinion. You go for it. All right. I just have, like, a few concerns. Considering, like, the situation regarding with their, like, call-outs. Here we are. This is better. Okay. Before we actually delve into the topics of today's video, I'd like to make it apparently clear that you can disagree with me. Right? That's fine. That's cool. And I'm not gonna knock you for that alone. Okay? However, that shouldn't be used to undermine mine or anyone else's opinions. Just like you have the right to hold your opinion, I have the right to hold mine. And yeah, you know? So, like, me personally, I don't think that either side's other arguments are, like, perfect, and that, like, both of them have something to offer when it comes to, like, what's kind of correct in this situation, right? I agree with the stance that, you know, you should be able to show your body whenever, but I also agree with the point that you probably shouldn't do that to your audience or subject your audience to that when you know that they're mostly kids. More on that later. Yeah, I more so just think that both sides mostly aren't, like, listening to each other's concerns or thinking about it, and I think that Solar is included in that. I initially found the situation through Solar quoting a community post from a smaller Ethereum / content creator that also has a business, which is cool. And unfortunately, I don't have the original post saved. So there's, like, no way to exactly pinpoint what they said and why they said it. But something that I kind of agreed with was that their stance on, like, age. Sure, Solar cannot control who watches their things, like, you know, including the thirst traps that they have on their channel. And yes, I know that they do it to cope with their trauma. However, there are ways of doing it without necessarily showing it to your, like, mostly child audience that you know that is your mostly child audience, right? Especially when you know your audience likes to copy what you do. Example being the walk it like a dog situation. I'm gonna let Solar speak for themselves.
Hello everyone. Unfortunately, I do have to come on here and say some news. I'm getting emails, more comments, direct messages, and even text messages to me about the video that I posted using the sound Walk 'em Like a Dog. Kids on YouTube are trying to post shorts using the sound and doing what I did in the video to try to support me. I need you guys to stop, because if you are as young as you are with what I saw, and this is more than one person, by the way, but it could put you at danger being as young as you are. I'm really sorry for the negative video on Christmas Eve, y'all, but this is got to stop. I'm getting spam reported, and it's making me shadow banned, and could possibly even have me lose my account.
And you can get that same validation without subjecting your mostly child audience to it. Like, you can make separate private accounts where you only have people who you verified or approved of, and, like, you know their ages to watch your stuff. You could just make a separate YouTube channel where all the videos are set to 18+. And yes, I know many accounts made by kids already set their stuff to 18+, but at least you're trying, right? There's ways, though. And, like, my concern isn't that younger teens cannot handle a little bit of skin, but it's that thirst traps, as well as, you know, how they already handle their audience, can lead to parasocial relationships developing. I also think it's weird, as an adult, or, like, a damn near adult, that, like, you're okay with your mostly kid audience, your mostly younger teen audience, to be, like, looking at you in that way, like, in a sexual light. Yo, I couldn't make this fucking shit up if I tried. Look at it! Look at it! It's not my response. Look at it! Look at this fucking shit. look at it and tell me if you're okay with little fucking goo goo gaga like babies seeing that shit, man. Look at it. Look at it with your eyes and tell me if you're okay with that. Tell me now. It's just weird and off-putting to me, okay? Because it's not like... Because I think I recall them saying if they could have a mostly adult audience or mostly like older audience, they would. But it's like more the complacency. Like, what are you going to do about that? They have not done anything about that. So it's like... You're oddly complacent in the fact that kids are looking at you in this way, in a sexual light. It's weird. It's just weird and off-putting, alright? It's kind of obvious there is already a pre-existing parasocial relationship, given how both you talk to your audience, and how your audience reacts to everything you do, and how weirdly invested they are in your relationships, you know? And just how many things you share that you probably shouldn't. Which, like, I don't like to police people, okay? I don't like to do that. That's not what I do. I'm very against policing. And here, I'm not doing that, okay? I'm not like, Solar should not talk to their audience in the way that they're doing. I don't think they should be letting fan art happen. But, like, usually when fan art is being made, there is some type of parasocial relationship there. Because you don't just make fan art and, like, talk about and be invested in something that you don't have some type of relationship to, okay? And that's, like, especially for, like, content creators that you do not know personally. There is no way that there is not some sort of, like, parasocial relationship there. Alright? You cannot tell me otherwise. And yes, I'm aware of their recent posts regarding not liking parasocial relationships and disapproving of them. And, you know, telling their audience that, you know, we're not friends. Which is valid. I support that. Hopefully, you know, hopefully the majority of content creators do not allow that to happen. But, like, that doesn't mean unconsciously or not that Solar isn't still cultivating that type of dynamic with their audience. Like, they literally tell them, I love you in multiple posts, okay? Oh, also, before this kind of, like, continues, I will acknowledge, in the editing process, they've only said it, like, twice in the past, like, 2 months, I think. Which, you know what? That's not a lot. It's still weird, though. You should probably never tell your audience that, because still, they're going to think that they have that relationship with you. And yeah, the oversharing bit's still there, though. And, you know, I'm just going to leave that subject off with this, right? If you don't want your audience to treat you like a friend, you should not be oversharing as much as you do. You should not be telling them that you love them, okay? If you don't want your audience to treat you like a friend, do not treat them like a friend. That's just it, okay? And it's really annoying when I see that. Because it's like, okay, you don't approve of parasocial relationships, but you're doing this. What's happening here, okay? I'm getting, like, mixed feelings here, and it's weird, alright? It's weird. So that's concerning to me. Is there, like, overall handling of their audience, especially in this situation, with this smaller Ethereum content creator? And this is something I really have an issue with. It's just them unleashing their hounds into this poor content creator, okay? Who had a very small fraction of their audience. I actually can remember exactly how many subscribers they had because I checked, right? And so at the time, Solar had 41k subscribers. Would you like to take just a few seconds to guess how many subscribers the smaller Ethereum content creator had? They had 17. They don't even have an audience. Why are we doing this? Why did we do that? What's happening? What's going on? Like, I'm aware, you know? They cannot control their audience. They cannot control what their audience does. Which is true, but you can control what you personally show their audience. They are smart enough, I would hope, right? And I've seen it in the past with other situations. They are smart enough to blur people's names, right? So why are we doing that in those situations, but not doing the same thing in this situation? Doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I'm aware, you know, in a different community post, which they deleted for some reason, they said, oh, I don't want any hate to go towards this content creator. However, it happened anyways, because I'm gonna be honest, the majority, or at least the loudest part of Solar's fucking community are just fucking bootlickers, okay? If Solar one day became, like, homophobic, okay, maybe their community wouldn't follow them into that. But, like, if Solar was like, hey, go mass report this person, their community will be on it, okay? So it's like, you know that your community is full of bootleggers, bro. Like, you cultivated that audience yourself. So what's happening here? Right? This fucking kid, this 13-year-old, was literally bullied and harassed into deleting their fucking shit, dude. That's, like, fucking messed up. And, like, I do not care what your audience's excuse might be, what your excuse might be. As a content creator, you should know better, right? And you know what pains me the most? None of their community members, except for like 2 or 3 actually, that I can recall, ever said anything about this that I've seen, right? And so like they're too old to be doing this stuff. They knew the implications and what it might mean for that smaller content creator. And like, I don't care if someone was like, but it was an accident. Oh, sorry, whoops, I accidentally harassed you into silence. Like, shut up, shut the fuck up. Be real with yourself. Like, they also had the absolute nerve not only to water down what their fans did to them, being like, well, it wasn't really harassment, which it was. Your audience was being nasty towards them, unnecessarily rude, and it was, again, I think my definition of harassment and your definition of harassment might be a little bit different, right? But when someone is getting attacked on a mass scale, no matter how severe you might feel it is, that's harassment. That is harassment. Please, like, they also went out of their way, though, to get the least charitable representation of this smaller content creators' actions. To be fair, as someone who saw it unfold, truthfully speaking, again, their fans were nasty. Just because you're not responsible for what your audience does not mean you do not know how your audience is, which they do. Again, I think I've said this earlier, right? They've seen situations in the past where the same thing has happened. Which, first of all, I'm just going to note here, I'm not even as old as Solar. I don't even have an audience yet, right? If you're just hopping onto this video, you will see 0 fucking subscribers, because I'm just starting out right now. How do I know this, but you don't? How was I, right, as someone with 0 subscribers, know what the fuck to do in this situation better than you? It doesn't make sense. I wish I could say read my lips, but like, I don't even have a webcam on right now, because I don't even feel like that. But like, y'all, please be real with yourselves. It's just so frustrating to watch, right? Because as someone studying neurology or whatever the fuck, right, maybe you would know how mass criticism on this scale would affect someone as young as 13. Maybe, I don't know, am I connecting dots that somehow they cannot? Is this the world that we live in? Like, please be real with ourselves. Okay, also just like the fucking, I didn't take it personally. Like, you quite literally did, right? If you didn't take it personally, then why post about it in the first place? Why turn around and make a video about it? You know? The whole situation with this smaller content creator, as I said earlier, feels messed up because it is. Solar knew what they were doing, right? And it is unfortunate to see someone bullied into silence when it isn't really well deserved. To put it in perspective, this person and what like they were claiming, the very first of this fucking shit, their claims weren't even that like bad. Okay, it was just like, well, you probably shouldn't be showing this stuff to minors, and your audience is young. That's fucking it. Okay, that's it. That's all that I really saw, and it wasn't like that problematic. Okay, so what the fuck is up? Oh yeah, something else that's interesting, specifically with the showing your body bit. That I wanted to also talk about is like, okay, let's say, like, okay, first of all, let's just put it into perspective again. This person knows that they have a mostly child audience, right? So, like, you know those fucking content farms and shit that have, like, a mainly kid, like, user base that are, like, obscenely sexual for no reason? If we use the same excuse there, they could be like, well, I can't control my audience. When they're still posting sexual material to, like, their audience that they know is mainly kids. So, like, how is that wrong, but this isn't, like, necessarily? Like, again, there's ways to get validation in that way without doing this shit. Okay? Like, also there's this trend where, like, people would, like, show themselves, like, not being fat. And apparently somehow that's worse than showing thirst traps to your fucking child audience, guys. That's worse than showing thirst traps to your fucking child audience. Guys, please. Anyways, thank you for listening and watching this video. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Of course it starts right when I'm, like, trying to end this video. Of course it goes up. Of course the AC starts. But, I think the situation's just kind of interesting. And honestly, you can have your own opinions. That's cool. I might not think you're right, but, if you want to express them in the comments, go on ahead, okay? And, if you agree with me, that's cool. If you don't, that's fine. Have a great day, unless you're, like, an evil person. Alright, bye.